Live yet? We're live!
We're live!
All right. They were just walking through. I figured that you would start us off. You guys are also part of the vlog today as well. We're gonna start the live stream now.
Have fun. Say bye. Can you say hi? Say hi.
You say hi to yourself? Say hi. No? Hi. Nothing. All right, Libby. What is up, guys? Welcome to the first live stream for Patreons. This is rad. Let's see who all is here so far. Justin, Andrew, Claire, Wally, Jessica, Brandon, John Pease. What is up, guys? Hey, just like really quickly about this small group. One, thank you guys so much. You guys are super rad for being a part of this, for joining me for an hour a month here. And the idea today is how can I help you guys? This is a small group. I think we have 17 people that should be in here at some point. Right now, I think we're up to 6. So we'll see who else joins us today. But it's a small group. It's kind of more of a, did you ever see my text showing you the 2 million channel views? Yes, I did, Claire. Thanks. But it's more of a small group so that I can answer more of these comments. They're not going so fast like the last live stream was. So I can actually talk to you guys. What's up? Oh, Andrew Luttrell, you ordered a shirt. I saw your shirt go out today. Oh, all the shirts went out today. If you guys ordered a shirt, all the shirts went out today. We were working like mad the last few days to make sure that all these shirts were done, totally ready to rock, bagged up and ready to go for you guys. So thank you guys so much. If you ordered a shirt, if you didn't, you still can. We still got more. So the idea here is just to help you guys. I want to answer questions from you guys. First off, where are you guys at? Claire, you're out east somewhere. I can't remember where you said you were. I'm gonna make it oh, Andrew, you should make a video wearing the shirt. That would be awesome, dude. That'd be super cool. Elliot Harvey, you're in the Bahamas? Pennsylvania, that's right. Andrew's in Tennessee. Tennessee, good spot to be, man. That's awesome. Justin's up in Alaska. Are you from Alaska, Justin? Or are you just up there currently? Brandon's in Boston. John's in Texas. Wally's in Jacksonville. Wally, you ordered a shirt too. I saw your shirt as well. It went out today as well. You guys are super rad. Tennessee, Boston, Texas, Jacksonville, Minnesota. That's great. Okay, so really in Sacramento. That's awesome. I want to just answer questions for you guys for a little bit. So where are you guys at as far as creating things? Are you here? Have you followed the channel because of GoPro, because of photography? What has brought you to my channel and how can I help you? San Francisco. Jessica, you're in San Francisco. You're so close. We're in San Diego. So yeah, you guys let me know. I'm gonna give you a minute here to GoPro from Camera Kid. Love it. Thanks for being here, dude. Photography and personal. Oh, thanks, Scott. Born and raised in Alaska. Okay, so Andrew, you were here for GoPro also. Are you guys only doing GoPro? Are you using mirrorless DSLR cameras, or is it like GoPro focused? YouTube setup. Okay, great. From Brandon. GoPro and editing. I truly suck at editing. What are you editing with? What program are you editing with? That was from oh yeah, Claire. So you found me from the GoPro, but now you're doing a lot of photography. All right, mirrorless G9 and Z6 from Scott. I can only afford a GoPro from Andrew. They're awesome cameras. They're hella cameras. They're definitely not bad. So what software to use? Who asked the editing? Who said that they suck at editing? Someone said I suck at editing. Where'd you go? Is that Justin? Just fun stuff, not heavy into editing, making fun stuff, mostly for friends and family. Claire, yes, Adobe is doing 60 free days. Basically what they're doing, it's a way to keep customers right now because everyone kind of rushed out and panic canceled on most services, most things. So I think what DJI threw on there was a brand new thing. They weren't doing it before, so they threw it on there to try to keep existing subscribers. So for instance, I have the Creative Cloud, like the full version, so I pay $50 a month. And right now we're not paying anything because I did the same thing. You go on there, you say, hey, I'd like to cancel. And then instead of canceling, they say, we'd like to keep you as a customer. Will you stay for 60 days as totally free? And I did that. So that was awesome. Osmo Action. Oh, Jessica, thank you. Make learning fun. GoPro only and iPhone. Okay, I have a question. Does anyone have the iPhone 11 Pro? I'm thinking of doing a comparison between these guys because these two are getting shockingly similar as far as like the 0.5 lens on the new phone. I feel like it's really close to almost taking this guy's place in a lot of ways. Like there's almost no reason to use this unless you're putting it into a situation where it could get damaged or wet water. I know this is supposed to be waterproof, but I'm not bringing it underwater. No way. But the video quality looks way better. Yeah, thanks, Morgan Lee, because you're not upstairs watching it. Gitch Gear. John P. started a channel. Did you start a channel about, is Gitch Gear about GoPro stuff in particular, or is it about everything? It says you have an M50 and a GoPro 7. John, what's your channel mainly about? Audio is better from Andrew just said that the audio is better from the iPhone compared to the GoPro. Yeah, it's been super interesting because of the 0.5 camera. That GoPro look, that wide angle is so cool, and I dig it. And to be able to do that on my phone now, it's giving me many less reasons to carry this with me. Although the stabilization on this is bonkers. I don't understand why the iPhone couldn't do something like hyper smooth on the iPhone, because obviously the processor on the phone is way more powerful than the processor in the GoPro. At least I think so. Makes sense that it would be. And it seems like iPhone could do that. And yes, Andrew, the audio on the iPhone is way better, unless you're using a mic on the GoPro. Jessica, I want to scale up my editing software, but too many options. Which one do you use? Okay, so I use Premiere Pro, and that's kind of a tough one. So if you're brand new to editing, it's a tougher one to get into. It's still the one that I think most people should go towards. It's worth diving in. There's some super basic stuff that you can learn in a couple of quick videos. I might even do a Premiere Pro basics, like, hey, how do we just import footage, cut it up, make a video, throw some audio on there, and export it. I might do one of those because I think a lot of people are right at that point where they're saying, hey, iMovie and Adobe Rush are just not doing enough for me, but I'm scared of getting into something like Premiere or Final Cut or something like that. So I use Premiere. I do recommend it. I really think it's awesome. I do it through the Creative Cloud thing, so I pay $50 a month, but it's because I get all of Adobe's apps. I know there's a $10 version that gets you Lightroom and Photoshop. I think there's also a $10 version that is video-based, so it's Premiere and After Effects, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but check it out. Check out Adobe. Premiere it's for sure the way to go. Premiere Basics vid would be great. Yeah, I know a lot of people are scared to get into it. What's cool about Premiere and why I like it is that it's like they just have everything so simplified. Final Cut is simplified in a way that makes it like it's pretty and it seems really easy to use, and then you can advance with it. Premiere is not as pretty, but I feel like it just makes more sense to me in Premiere, and I've been working with it for so long that it's hard for me to make the switch. I know Premiere is doing a 90-day free trial right now, and I'm like, I just don't think I could switch. So yeah, check out Premiere. Maybe I'll do a basics video. I'm gonna write some of these down so that I remember to do videos. That's another thing, is you guys in this small group where I can actually read all your comments, you guys could totally request videos or let me know what you want to see in upcoming videos. I am going to do a GoPro edit video. I saw someone write that. GoPro edit and Premiere edit. Got it. Coming soon. Or go Premiere Basics. Done. Beautiful. I'm going to go back up a little bit. Claire, have you ever used the 24 1.4? I haven't, but it's because I've got the 24. It's because I got the 24 to 70, and it's a 2.8, so it's not a 1.4. I don't shoot a lot at 24. I'm usually 35 and above for any of my professional work, And wide shots is usually for more for fun stuff for me. So going from that 2.8 down to the 1.4, I don't really need that extra space there. So I haven't shot it, but it looks great. I'm all about getting outside. Thoughts on ND filters for GoPro. John. Yeah, dude. So Polar Pro has some good ones, and I like them. But I'm going to give you guys a big but on these because the Polar Pro system is this guy. It clamps on to the GoPro like here. And then they are these very specific filters that go on here. Now, if you're just running the GoPro, I really think this is a killer system. I do like it a lot, but you need their filters. Like if you were to break one of these, I'm sure maybe they do. They would offer you a single filter, but you buy it as a set. So it's all the filters as a set, and you got to have this specific piece to go on your GoPro to make that set work. Now, a lot of companies are also coming out with these cages, and the cage is cool because it allows you to put a microphone up top. It houses this bit down here. This is the Ulanzi cage. So this is cool, but what's also cool about it is you can see it has a thread for a totally normal 52 millimeter filter. So the cool thing about that is I can go to any B&H or George's camera shop down the street, just pick up a 52 millimeter ND filter, and it fits on here, and it works great. That seems like a huge benefit to me. The other thing, obviously, is that if you have this bit on there because you want to run those filters, you then can't put it in a cage like this so that you can have a microphone. So you're kind of choosing. With this guy, you kind of get them all. Yeah, ND filters are good. In my previous video, though, I talked, or in the GoPro settings video this year, I talked about how I've been using auto shutter a lot more than normal, but it's because I'm not integrating that footage into like a film that, how do I say it right? So if I want to integrate footage from my GoPro and my big camera, the ND filter is the way to go. It makes this look as close to this as possible, and it looks a little bit smoother. If I'm just making vlogs and having fun with the camera, and really it's just a tool to capture story, it's a tool to capture what we're doing on a travel day, something like that. Sometimes the ND filters are just a pain in the butt as far as having to switch them because the lighting conditions changed. A cloud comes in and you go, crap, it looks terrible, and you have to switch the ND filters. So sometimes, a lot of times, lately especially, I've been using auto shutter, and I know I shouldn't. So yeah, they're great. They are awesome. Sorry, I got to go up a little bit. I will talk faster. Bought the DJI Osmo, but haven't gotten it yet. The Osmo Action, is that the one you got, Wally? This guy? Did you get this guy here? I think that's the one you're talking about. If so, I still think this is a better camera than the GoPro. I have two GoPros and I only have one of these. So a lot of times I go with the GoPro so that I can have two angles. They look the exact same. But if I was to have one action camera right now, I think it would be this guy. I'm super pumped to see what number 2 looks like, though, if they come out with a 2.0. How do you edit on Adobe Premiere Rush? Premiere Rush is cool. It's like an iMovie on steroids. So it's iMovie. It's like the simplicity of iMovie, but more. As far as how do I don't use Adobe Rush. I've played with it. I've messed with it because I wanted to kind of know about it a little bit so I could recommend it to you guys. And it is good. It's a great program. It's not... There's a lot of things you're going to see in people's videos that you want to recreate that you're not going to be able to do in Rush. But if you're looking for a great program just to start messing with footage, make quick videos, maybe import footage from an action camera or your phone, I think it's a great option. I think it's also free, so that's also a good option. So yeah, Adobe Rush is right. John, hiking, mountain biking, trail running, etc. around Lake Superior. Oh, that's what your channel's about? Got a GoPro for a Disney trip, but want to start using better DSLR cameras for better pictures and videos. Totally. The GoPro is a gateway drug in the electronics world. You get one of these guys and you start filming and you go, this is really fun. I do like this. And I like the videos I capture and create. I've actually been kind of bummed lately that I haven't filmed more of our daily life because I realized that when we go film travel things, we go on a trip, we film it, we get these videos and I go, oh, this is so cool. Just to have captured our life a little bit is really cool. And I'm not great about that at home. I've been playing with it. I've been thinking about doing more of it, but it's tough to film a vlog at home. I know that sounds silly, but this feels so normal to me that it's hard to look at it in a new way and think like, oh, I'm going to make a cool video out of it. Okay, sorry, I'm going to catch up. Man, the Premiere Basics video would be great. Totally. That'd be awesome. My vids export purple lines all over it. Elliot, what are you editing with? How do you color it? Okay, awesome. If you're a student, you can pay 32. I hope you guys are looking through these comments also, because there's people are dropping good tips too. Thanks, Claire, on that. If you're a student, you can pay 32 for the whole Creative Suite. That's awesome. Why do I prefer Premiere? Again, from Jessica. It's honestly, it's what I've learned. It's Premiere and Final Cut are two really, really distinctive routes to kind of go. And in either way you go, you start off and you learn a little bit. You learn just enough to make a video. And you're like, oh, awesome, cool. I was able to make a video. And then you're always learning something. You're always getting more information. You're always getting more knowledge about that program. I still find videos online where I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. And it's a simple shortcut or something like that. That just speeds things up, helps you out. So I've been using it for a long, long time. I chose it originally because Final Cut, was it not? There was one of the Final Cuts that was really bad. And everyone was like, Adobe's the only way to make videos right now that are professional. So I made the switch to Adobe and I never went back. Final Cut is awesome now, but I've stuck with it. I'm comfortable with iMovie, so switching to Premiere is a little uncomfortable. Totally, Andrew. Dude, I totally get you. Would love to see how you use your GoPro on your motorcycle. Dude, somebody asked me, Wally, was this you the other day that... Somebody asked how I mounted the GoPro to the front. I lucked out, and my helmet legit just has the right curvature for the sticky mount. So I don't know if that was you, Wally, but if it was, that's how I mount it. I mount it here. I don't use this mount anymore, but I put it on there a long time ago, and silly. But never use it. Oh, I have one up here too. Also, don't ever use it. I just use the chin mount. But I will. I'm actually going to make a video about moto vlogging in general, but I think it's going to be around the one arm. These guys are doing a real hard push towards moto vlogging, so they're coming out with an entire accessory kit for moto vlogging, but a lot of it is going to translate to GoPro and GoPro Max as well. This thing, because it does 4K and 360, is why they're kind of pushing that a lot. But yeah, I will have a moto vlogging video coming soon, because don't are about pretty I want easy and functional. So Jessica, you care about easy and functional. I still think Premiere is the long-term way to go, because if you learn the basics in Premiere, again, you kind of head down that path. The other nice thing with Premiere is that you can use PC and Mac. I know you can use the, not simulators, whatever the word is, so that you can use Final Cut on a PC. But I know a lot of people that get a little bit further down the road making these videos, and they say, I want something more powerful. I want something more modular that I can really go with. The PC version is always cheaper computer-wise, and they run Adobe Premiere Pro really simply. I have one tip for your motorcycle mounting. Joe's sticky stuff. Solidly secures your mount, but can be removed with no damage to paint or helmet. Huh, that's super interesting. Do you prefer ooh, this is a good one, Claire. Do you prefer variable ND filters or the different stop ND filters? I prefer stopped ND filters, so multiple ND filters. When I go out, I keep shaking. This is a pretty cheap set, but it's been good. I keep this set with me. It is 3 different ND filters. I just wrote on there, 4, 8, and 16. And the reason that I use these guys is that on my vlog camera, I'm almost always at 16 millimeters when we're walking around, when we're doing stuff. And wide shots is where you see problems with ND filters. Let's wait a second so we can catch up. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. So wide, even look up Matty Hapoya. Check out his videos lately. He's been using a variable ND filter a lot lately. I've seen his videos. And in this corner and this corner, you're going to see darkness when he's wide. He's walking around with his camera and he's talking to himself. There's vignetting right here. And it's because a variable ND filter is actually 2 polarizing filters basically 2 polarizing filters that as they turn, they're getting darker and darker and darker. And then at one point it goes, boop, and it's all the way back to bright. And you keep turning it and it goes darker again. Because of that, that's turning of polarizers, you get that X pattern. And I'm always at 16, so I just use these guys. Super easy. All right. Good question though. No gimbal for my iPhone for Wally. Hey, who do you guys want a gimbal? I was thinking about doing a giveaway for you guys today. Since this is the first one, I thought it'd be really cool to give away a Hohem gimbal. Speaking of gimbals, it's for GoPros. I think you can only do GoPros or action cameras. All action cameras, it says. Yeah, but it looks specifically set for the GoPro. We'll do a little giveaway. I'll figure out a way to, you guys can all pick a number. I'll write it down and we'll figure it out. It'll be great. Trust me, not confusing at all. LumaFusion is better than Rush. I haven't tried LumaFusion. I've heard a bunch about it. Because I use Premiere is why I've been introduced to Rush. So yeah, but I'll check out LumaFusion. What's the action camera on the counter in the box? Oh, that one? I'm actually pretty excited about that one because they sent it to me and it's interesting. The Akaso V50 Elite. I think it's like a $100, like $90 action camera. So I'm going to do a video soon comparing it to this guy, seeing if it can hang with the likes of these big boys. These are kind of all the main go-to cameras. So we're gonna see. I don't think it's gonna. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna. Pretty sure it's not gonna be able to really compare. But it'd be cool if it was even decent. And people that are like, oh, GoPro's too expensive, I could say, hey, there's one I've played with. It's decent. Maybe pick that one up if you've only got $100. You answered that earlier. Not me. I agree. I use a lot of Adobe software. Pretty new to making videos and feel overwhelmed by the thought of color grading. At what point should I start giving? Okay, John, real quick. I'm going to let Morgan. She said I should put everyone's name on a ping pong. I'm not doing that again. That was ridiculous. John, real quick, just you, John Pease. You say you're new. Are you only filming with GoPro? Are you GoPro only, or are you using like a DSLR or something like that? So John, this question's at you. You're asking me about color grading and where you should make the switch. So John, yes, use GoPro app or GoPro Quick. Totally. Jessica, John, I use that app like crazy. All right, how do I get GoPro media for my phone? Yes, totally what they're saying, the GoPro app. You guys rock. Thank you for answering questions for each other. That's super helpful as well. John, try using both, but we had better luck with GoPro. Okay, John, the reason you're having such good luck with the GoPro is because it is doing so much processing for you. The GoPro is similar to your phone. Your phone, a lot of people go out with phones and they go, dang, I'm getting great footage. This thing's amazing. But it's only amazing in the right lighting. So in good lighting, this thing is great. The GoPro and this, honestly, if I'm in really good lighting, this is easy and it's gonna look not that much worse than this. It's when you get to lighting that's harder, that's tougher, and that's when this thing comes in. That's when the professional camera shines. You know, like you've seen all those like shot on iPhone commercials, or it's like a video or it's a photo or it's a billboard. It's like shot on iPhone, and you look at it and you go, yeah, but you were using like $3,000 worth of studio lights. So yes, the iPhone can take good photos. The GoPro can take great photos, and they just struggle when conditions get harder. Yes, I recorded at night and my video was trash. Andrew, somebody sent me a video and they were like, they commented on that last video and they said something like, you got to check out my video. The GoPro looks awesome at night. And I clicked on it and it looked like trash. I felt bad. I said, great job, guys. But for a GoPro, it's still GoPro. So that's just how a GoPro is gonna be. I think I'm caught up. GoPro at night sucks. I agree. But they're getting better, to be fair. To be totally fair to GoPro, they have gotten a lot better at night. They used to be just garbage. Oh my gosh. The GoPro 4 or 3, really bad. But the 8's decent. It's usable. Not anything you would. Do you use picture profiles for your Sony? Yep. Do you want to see my picture profile? I'll give it to you. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so if you are any Sony users, what about GoPro at sunset? My video ends up blurry. Are you using a GoPro 7 or 8, Andrew? Hang on. Oh, balls. All right. We'll go for GoPro Lightman. Okay, Claire, this one's for you. I am in Sony PP4, picture profile 4. My black level is at 0. My gamma is Cine 2. My black gamma is range middle, level 0. Oh, go back. My color mode is S gamut, saturation 0, color phase 0, and detail level -3. I think that's all the settings that make up the picture profile. Would you like a beer? Yes, honey, I would love a beer. I love that you're in this chat right now and could ask if I want to have a beer. That's amazing. Do you think the display mod for the Hero 8 will be worth it for vlogging? Gosh, it's a tough question. The whole mod system I'm happy with and upset with at the same time. Pacifico, please. This is the best. Morgan's trying to win points right here. This is great. So the mod, I do have an awesome wife, Justin. You're right. So the mod system, I like the idea of it. I think in future versions, it's going to be better. I'm not stoked on everything I've seen on it. It's taken them a super long time to create, which freaks me out, makes me think that there might be problems with it. But the main thing that bugs me is you remove this entire system and you're plugging the entire mod onto this side door, but that's where the battery is. So that means that anytime you run through, especially display mod, you're going to be burning through battery time way faster using this big flip up screen. So every time you need to take and this might be totally wrong, but what it looks like is because the display mod mounts like this, every time you need to change the battery, you'll have to remove the entire display mod setup, pull the battery out, put a new one in, put the whole thing back on. I don't know. I feel like they could have moved the power button up here, put the battery on this side and solved all that, but we'll see. The vlog does, oh, beer delivery. You're the best, hon. Love you.
Good job.
Cheers. Cheers, guys. I hope you guys have a beer. So with the display mod, I think it's a great idea. Do I think I will use it much? Yes, for like quick framing. I think that the quick framing of this guy is really great. I still think this is a better setup, just having it right on the front there. I want to see what Osmo Action does for number 2. Hey, cheers to you guys too, man. Hopefully you're drinking a beer right now. Maybe it's later where you are. It's only 1:30 where we are, but we're in quarantine, so we can do whatever we want. The Hero 8 was poorly designed. Yes, it was a good idea though. They made a lot of good ideas. The built-in feet, great idea. Using tiny screws, bad idea because I've seen people that have already ripped them out. Like they hit the thing or did whatever, and the whole bit ripped out because the screws they're real small. Great idea, bad implementation. The side battery door, I still hate this door. Oh, I was going to do this. I was going to talk about this in the next video, but this door, see how it doesn't get to 90? Every time I take the battery in and out, I just rip the door off because you kind of have to. And if I don't rip the door off, when I go to take the battery off like this, it falls off. So it's kind of become a thing with the Hero 8 where every time I replace the battery, I rip the door off and then put it back on. And that's silly. That is a poor Friday. Cheers. That should be a theme here. If you're 21. Claire, are you 21? I don't know if you're 21. I felt like you said you were 20. You're not 21. Don't drink beer. But everyone else should drink beer. I don't know how old everyone else is in here. You don't have to say. Don't everyone say your age. That's funny. Every time. Totally. Okay. More questions. I know there was one up here. What DSLR camera do you use and recommend for someone wanting to start getting into photography, videography? John Young. It's such a loaded question. What you don't know won't hurt you. That's right, Claire. Okay, I am still using the Sony A7R II These are, they're pretty old. They've been beaten and well loved, but they work so well, and it's such a good camera. I love the A7R II. The A7 III is the main camera that I'm pointing most people towards that are looking to make the jump into interchangeable lens, full frame photography, videography. The A7 III is incredible. The A7R IV is like that total upgrade. It's the one that we might move to. We're still waiting for the A7 III if they ever come out with it. But the A7 III is probably the camera. If you are going from a GoPro, though, and you're like, hey, I want to take more photos seriously, I still think this is the RX100. It's like a $1,200 point-and-shoot camera, which seems absurd until you start taking photos on it, until you shoot video on it. This camera and this camera, the video I can grade together. You can't tell it's coming out of this camera. It's kind of wild. So this guy I recommend to people. It's $1,200. It's a 70 to 200 lens included. The new one, the 7, this is the RX 100 Mark 6. The 7 now has an audio import, which is awesome. If you're just making the jump up to photography in general and you're saying, hey, I'm just interested, I don't want to drop $2,000 on a camera and then have to buy multiple lenses, this is the guy that I would. This is the 3. Hold on. This is the 6. And look, it's in a cage, so you can even do more with it. Put all sorts of stuff on it. I'm trying to get a Canon 60D or 80D. What is your view on that camera? And you're just GoPro right now, Andrew? Oh, hey, by the way, my favorite beers. This one's Pacifico. This is like our go-to. We drink this all the time. But Guinness. I think Guinness is my favorite beer. 60D or 80D. Andrew, what's the camera that you're on right now? Are you just GoPro, or do you have another Canon that you're upgrading from? Okay, just GoPro. Man, it's tough. Okay. Those are both killer cameras. The 80D, I think it's a great camera. That's probably the one that I would go for. Of the two, the tough part that you're looking at right now is you're basically choosing Sony or Canon. And once you jump on one of those paths, it's hard to make the switch. It's similar to Premiere and Final Cut, where once you're, a year or two down and you've invested all this time and energy into one of these paths, making the switch is tougher. So I used to shoot Canon, and making the switch from Canon to Sony, it worked out for us because of some stuff that happened, but it is hard. So like, let's say you get an 80D, then you grab a couple lenses, and then you're like, oh man, I want to get this lens and I want to get this lens. Now you've got 4 lenses and a camera, and then Sony comes out with something bananas cool. Right now, I want to say Sony is the route, but with Canon's EOS R and EOS 5R, 5D, 5DR, whatever they're coming out with, that new one, the EOS 5 mirrorless full frame, kind of looks bananas good. And I probably wouldn't have a good opinion until that comes out and they really release most of it and people can play with it, whether Canon or Sony is better. Before that camera came out, I would say 100% Sony is the route to go. Price-wise, the Sonys, you could get into the 6000 series for about the same prices. You can get into the 80D, but yeah, it's harder now to say Sony or Canon because Canon now is getting into the mirrorless game, and I think they're only going to get better. The only issue with that 80D, and I could be totally wrong on this, I don't know, is the 80D a DSLR or is it a mirrorless? I think it's a DSLR. I think the EOS R was Canon's first mirrorless camera, and 100 billion% I recommend mirrorless cameras over DSLRs. Yes to Canon from Jessica. What Canon do you have? Yeah, ADDs are DSLRs. Yeah. Okay. Real quick, does everyone know the difference between a DSLR and a mirrorless? I'll give you a really quick explanation. If not, you let me know. I'm gonna take a drink. No. Cool, camera kid. Let me tell you. All right, so a DSLR, basically, if you rip the lens off, there's usually a mirror right there. On this Sony, there's a sensor. So on a DSLR, what happens is there's a mirror here that's angled like this. And then you look through a window. There's a prism here that reflects the light down to the mirror and out the lens. So when you pull the camera up to your eye, you're basically looking through a tube that goes down to the mirror and out the lens. That has nothing to do with the photo that you're about to take. So let's say that your camera settings were basically dark. They were terrible and underexposed. But you looked here and you're like, well, it looks good. Click, 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 click. And then you look down and it's black. It's the reason why you see a lot of people, it's called chimping. But you see someone taking pictures like this and they go, wait, they go like this, they go, click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. It's because what they see through here has nothing to do with the actual image that they're getting. It's just a mirror that they're looking through. And then every time they take the picture, the mirror lifts up, light hits the sensor, takes the photo, the mirror flips back down. They can then see again. Take another picture, the mirror flips up, light hits the sensor, they get the picture, it goes back down. With a mirrorless, it is doing a digital readout to both the back screen here and a little tiny screen in there. I probably can't trigger it to make it a screen. No, I can't. But it's a tiny screen in there. This reflects exactly what my image is. So right now it's dark. As I change my settings, it gets brighter. That's the actual picture I'm getting. So, by the way, this screen and this screen, it's reflecting the same thing. So you can tell. But if I go like this and I'm like, oh, my settings are way up here, it's exactly what I'm getting. The photo is what I see. And that's why mirrorless is a billion times better. Our mirrorless digital, totally. So are the DSLRs. So DSLR is still a digital camera. It's just that it's using a mirror for you to see. And this is taking light straight to the sensor, giving you a readout to the eyepiece and the back. And that's it. What's a solid mirrorless camera I should get? A6600. That's the one right now. And I just recently, well, in one of the videos, I said, don't get the A series, A6000 series, but now it's pretty dope. I switched from Canon 60D to a Sony A7 III. If you can afford the Sony A7 III, Andrew, it's amazing and totally the way to go. Just pricey. It's cheap for what it is, but it's up there. It's no GoPro. Claire, what's a A7 III running right now? I busted my first DSLR on a 3, don't recall, but after that I stopped buying brand new equipment. Had to have funeral for that camera when I dropped it and stopped working. Yeah, you drop a camera and it breaks. That is heartbreaking. I had a camera die on us while we were in Thailand. It was that camera. There's a camera over there filming this. But that camera, I had it hanging over the side of a longboat and a wave went and it murdered that camera. That was very sad. It was very expensive to fix it. Nikon Z50 is also a great starter, or Lumix G7. So yeah, I haven't played with either of those. Thank you, Scott, for mentioning those. Andrew, yeah, okay. So Andrew and Claire are saying the A7 III is 3,000, and it's 3,000 just for, or 2,000, sorry, just for this bit. So you're not getting lenses with that. That's why a lot of people, when they're first starting out, I tell them to look into something like this. It's a camera and lenses. It's pretty great. When you buy this for $2,000, then you need to start going out. Claire, didn't you just buy the 55, which was a $1,000 lens? So for one lens, you pop that bad boy on, and now you're at 3,000. This lens here is like 2,200 or something crazy. It adds up. If you're doing it professionally, it makes sense because you're getting that money back in your work. But if you're not, yeah, we don't need to talk about that. My wallet is so sad. Claire got this lens. This is the 55 Sony, and I think it's my favorite lens. My favorite lens is either this lens or the 35 from Sony. Have you used the Y-Roll recently? No, I'm thinking about giving it away, actually. I haven't used it. Look. Look at how dusty it is. That's terrible. Sorry. Yeah, I might give away the Y roll. I don't use it. It's pretty cool. I think that the Y roll works best with a 360 camera because you can actually get that kind of pan look as you use it. But it's a cool cool device. I do like it. I just haven't found a use for it and how we shoot things. So yeah, we might do a giveaway for that at some point. Not interested in money. I'm planning on doing photography for my mom's business this summer, so it'll be put to good use. Hopefully, we can all do something this summer. I just had weddings cancel for June, so right now, all my work is canceled through mid-June. Whew, this thing is crazy. I spend too much money on my other hobbies. Wally, what are your other hobbies? What do you do? Am I selling Lightroom presets? So at some point, I will. And I might test them out with you guys. I might send them to you guys just to say, hey, can you guys give these a try and let me know what you think, how they work with your photos. Because presets, the preset world is so interesting. You don't need to buy presets. You can make anything. The best way to do it is go online, find someone's photo that you're like, I like that photo. I like how it looks. I like all the different things. Screenshot it, bring it into Lightroom. Hit Shift R when you're in the develop module so you can have two next to each other. Pull up their photo on this side, pull up your photo on that side, and start playing with dials. Start playing with HSL, start playing with the curves panel. If you're not super knowledgeable about Lightroom, it's a great way to just start tweaking stuff and playing with stuff. Try to get yours to look like theirs and then save that as a preset. It's what most people are doing that have and sell presets, is they're looking at someone else's being like, how do I make that style? And then they save it and they say it's a preset. So I am looking to do that, but it will be under the guise of don't buy my presets. You can make your own, but if you want a quick head start, I might sell them for like $10, something cheap. I think some people are selling them for like $40, $50. I'm like, for a preset? Lightroom Basics as well. That'd be good. Get into Lightroom a little bit. I'm writing that down. Lightroom Basics. Yeah, the basics aren't so crazy. I think it's once you get just beyond the basics that goes weird. It's when you go, like the basics panel, there's literally a basics panel. That stuff I think makes sense to most people. It's once you jump to curves, you jump to HSL sliders, you jump to down into the camera calibration stuff. It's not super complicated. Again, the best thing to do is pull up an image that you like that was shot in good lighting, so it looks good already. You don't have to do a ton of tweaks to it right off the bat, and then just start messing with all those different things to see what happens. But I will do a Lightroom Basics because that's a good idea. Using a free photoing app. Are you editing that on your phone? Andrew, are you looking for a Lightroom mobile tutorial? Because I can totally do that. Or were you thinking a Lightroom computer tutorial? You should do a hat as merchandise. I might. Do you guys know? Okay, these shirts, we actually made them ourselves. I know that sounds crazy, but Morgan is in a band, and they bought an industrial press to be able to print their own shirts and make their own shirts. So hold on real quick. Oh, it's so heavy. This thing is how he made all the shirts. Whew. And we don't have the press to make hats. Yeah, I've thought about hats. We'll see. But all of these are done mainly by Morgan. She picked out all the negative so we could press them. Morgan crushed it on the merchandise. So she did a ton of those. Lightroom on computer. Okay, Andrew, cool. Because the Lightroom Lightroom beats Snapseed. You should switch immediately. It'd be great to see a video and you're thinking about storyboarding or planning how you're going to shoot a video before you do it. Great idea. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed one. Jessica, what's your primary go-to lens and size that you use just for fun and IG web images. Man, lately it's been the 24-70, only because it offers me so much versatility. So when we go places like even our little family events that we go to, this is such a cool lens to bring because 2.8's low enough that I still get cool photos. But yeah, I would love normally, so on a photo shoot, if I go out on a photo shoot, portrait shoot, engagement shoot, I shoot 3 lenses: the 35 millimeter 1.4, the 55 1.8, and the 85 1.2 1.4. These 3 lenses. That's pretty much all my work. So if you go on my website, davidmanningphotographer.com, the entire thing is shot with these. There might be a handful of images that I shoot with my 16-35, usually at 16, just to get a couple wide shots. During cocktail hour, sometimes I bring this lens out because it's really easy to walk around and shoot a bunch of different stuff. But those 3 lenses are my main. If I'm just having fun, if it's just us going out for something, I'm usually bringing this lens now just because it's so versatile. So it does a ton. Are you saying how much was this lens or how much was the heat press, Andrew? I'm not sure what you're talking about now. I wear so many hats. Haha. Do you mean you want to see a hat made also? Maybe we'll make a hat. You're convincing me. You guys are slowly convincing me. A beanie. Ooh, I could make a beanie. Have you used the Maverick Mini? What are your thoughts? My thoughts are they're very clever that they made one that it's 249 grams because the FAA restrictions on these guys are getting super strict. And I'm now even in a position where I might have to register as a commercial pilot because I've used the drone for shots that are in a video that we're putting online and we might make money off of. And that would be considered commercial use, and it's super frustrating. So yeah, but the Mavic Mini looks awesome. I think it's not like if it's windy, you're not using the Mavic Mini. You put it up there, things gonna blow away. The Mavic Pro, this guy in Hawaii, almost blew away on us in what was that point? We were at some point. We were on it was going down towards the south of the Big Island. Anyways, super windy. It got out over the ocean, and I didn't realize that the wind was going that way. And dude, this thing was going, what? Full blast, and just barely creeping back in. So if the wind that thing can do 40 miles an hour. If the wind's going 42 miles an hour, your drone is slowly flying away from you. Can you explain when megapixels matter? Like the A7R III has 24 and the 4 has 61. What makes that huge jump worth it? I think you meant jump and not hump. You wrote hump. Okay, why do megapixels matter? One is cropping. I use a lot of cropping in my work. So the A7R II does 40, it's either 42, I think it's 42.4 megapixels. It is massive. It is ridiculous. For years and years and years, I was on a 5D, Canon 5D, and it was 23 megapixels. And every year you would get a new Canon, or every couple of years a new Canon would come out. And it wasn't a megapixel jump. There was processor jumps. There was all sorts of different things, but they never jumped the megapixels that much. 23 or 24 was about all you needed. And even with 24 megapixels, you could do a huge print and you could crop quite a bit. The nice thing, though, with 44 megapixels and on the A7R IV with 61 megapixels is you could shoot a shot like this, pull it into post, realize, this isn't exactly how I needed it, go, whoop, and you still have, in theory, like a 30 megapixel image. So you're not losing quality. You can do a lot more with it. 61, I think is totally unnecessary. I think it's ridiculous. 61, I don't know. I'm not sure why they did that. I'm actually not stoked on buying the A7R because it's 61 megapixels, because that means that the files are so big. And when I bring thousands of files and I try to transfer them onto my computer, it's going to take forever to download. So 61 is probably more than I need, or more than anyone needs. The price difference is also in the processor. The processor on the A7R IV is a little better. It does a little bit better in low light. The A7 III potentially has a advantage in low light, even though the A7R4 is awesome in low light, because the pixels are larger. For instance, the A7S2 is only 12 megapixel photos, but it's this super high-end video camera that can do crazy low light. What's that about? Well, those 12 megapixels means that the same size sensor, each pixel is larger. So on a 61 megapixel sensor, they're cramming the pixels in. The pixels, each individual pixel is tiny. Therefore, in low light, each pixel struggles to pick up enough light. In low light, the A7S2 with these huge pixels can suck in the light really easy. So the megapixel thing is usually silly. So for instance, there's that one Samsung phone that's like 130 megapixels, but the image looks like crap. And that's just shows you that megapixels don't. Are you getting stickers? Stickers, yeah, where are they? They're coming. Because you guys are the first patrons, you guys are gonna get both stickers. There's now a David Manning logo sticker and a Spork sticker. These are still my favorite, but these stickers, it fits the channel better. That logo's starting to pop up more. And yes, Andrew, you're getting stickers. The shirts had to go out first, and then these are coming next. So these stickers will be sent out either, what's today for? Oh, they'll be sent out Monday. You'll get them Tuesday or Wednesday, probably. You buy those for camping. Dang it, what was I just talking about that you're talking about camping? Oh, sporks. Yeah, duh. I knew what you were talking about. You give, so okay, so the ones that you give inmates, are they double-sided like this, or are they single-sided? Because the old single-sided forks crack me up. Do you always shoot highest resolution video, then export out of Premiere in 1080, or do you shoot in 1080? Many different times I shoot different things. If you check out the GoPro settings video, you'll see that sometimes I'm in 4K, sometimes I'm in 2.7K. The only time I'm in 1080 on this thing is at that 240 frames per second. So I don't really shoot it much on this, because even the 4K files that are coming out of this aren't huge, massive files. So I'm not too worried. On this guy, I also shoot 4K, and then I export out of Premiere. Actually, the timeline that I'm working with in Premiere is actually 1080. So I import them, I down res them, so they're at 50% size in there. That's how in my videos where I'm using this whole thing, now there's like that punch-in look where every once in a while one of the things is like in a little bit. It's because I'm using a huge 4K file, I'm squeezing it into a 1080 so I can always make it bigger. The other cool thing with that is if I'm filming something like from that side angle over here, and I'm shooting something like this, and let's say I film it and it's this big, well, I can always take that now and I can crop in on it because it's a 4K file. I can crop into that image and make it fill the frame. So yeah, I'm shooting big. Be a Good Human sticker. Oh, there should be a Be a Good Human. Why didn't we think of that, Morgan? The company that we do stickers through is not currently producing them. So all the stickers we have right here is all we have because they are in full COVID-19 response mode. They're only print, like the labels that you see everywhere now, they're printing those. So they stopped making stickers right now, but we might make some. That'd be a good idea. Thanks for doing that, man. I'm excited to be more invested in you and you. Thanks, Andrew. That's super cool. Yeah, you guys, this is a small group, and that's kind of the idea, is that you guys have kind of an in to be able to ask questions. I'm always going to answer anything you guys have. I'm here. I'll be here once a month for you guys. We'll do this same thing. So 17 has 42. Then let's see. I'll tell you in a second. So yeah, so I'll be here for you guys, answer any questions you have. You'll also be in on new things like presets. I'll probably send them out to you guys first and just say, hey, can you guys play around with them for me? You guys are like you're like the board. You're like the board members of the channel. Yeah. How about drone? That's a good idea, B. You mean like which drone? The Phantom, or not Phantom, The Mavic Pro 2. Best drone out there. The Mini seems pretty cool too. So the A7R2 had 42, and then the R3, it goes down to 24. What's that for? So the A7R series and the A7 series are in different tiers. So it's the A7 series, and then there's the A7R series and the A7S series. The A7 II was out a while ago. So the A7 III is the next generation of that camera. So it's kind of down here. Then next up is the A7S, which is like the video version. That's on number 2 right now. And then the A7R is the highest megapixel, the craziest one they got out there. And that is on version 4. And then there's the A9, which is like a sports camera. And I think that's on version 2 right now. So yeah, so that's why the A7 series is at 24 megapixels and the A7R series is at 61. And the A7S is, I don't know what they're at right now. Still think it's 12 megapixels because they're doing video. Sticker Mule, John, dude, that's what these are from. And Sticker Mule, if you go on stickermule.com right now, you can only get labels, and luckily you can get bags because that's how I made these bags that all your t-shirts are coming in. These are all Sticker Mule. So yeah, but they've switched. So all they're doing right now is labels for disaster relief type stuff or COVID preparedness and packaging. That's it. They're not doing stickers right now. Oh, that's a good idea. How about your own? Next time, Morgan, you should just come down here and you should read questions for me. That'd be great. Did you ask what you should do for next week's video? I didn't. What do you guys think should be next week's video? I have 3 ideas here, but I think it feels like everyone on the channel really wants to see GoPro color grading, like the basics of GoPro color grading. So if you want to see that also, let me know. I saw that bottom one pop up. I'm going to go up first. When we traveled to the South Hawaii in February, there was 0 wind. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. What's the resolution on a drone? Great question. That one's decent. The new one, the Mavic Pro 2, it's the one you want to get anyways. Mavic Pro 2 is the best drone out there. If you're a student, you get a discount on it. Oh, really? There's a discount for students? I want to be a student. What? Mavic Pro 2 resolution. It is. Nah, it doesn't say. I mean, it does 4K, does all that stuff for video. I'm not sure what it is for photo mode, but I'll look that up later. Yeah, the R series from 2 to 3 goes down in megapixels. The A7R3 is less megapixels. Are you sure? I didn't know that. Use custom ink. I'll check it out. How do you get to the airport without your equipment? It's a pain in the ass. And I usually get stopped. Almost always do I get stopped. I usually use this backpack, which seems to, for some reason, get me through security better. And they don't stop me as often with this one. I don't know why. And then this is the Low Pro Pro Tactic. This one I almost always get stopped with. And then the Pelican case, I always get stopped with. If you figure like all 7 lenses, 2 camera bodies, GoPros, you imagine like what that looks like on their little X-ray, and it's just a bunch of metal tubes, which doesn't look great. They're always really cool about it. Everyone's really nice. They usually just pull it out, they pull you aside, they wipe it, put it in their little machine, they say you're good. You get 10% off as a student on DJI. That's so rad. I'm gonna go sign up for some community college courses just so I can get that. Do I often use the Insta360 Lite? Oh, the 1 gram, the Go. I haven't really been, to be honest. This little guy is super cool, and I had a ton of fun using it, and I should use it more, but for me, grabbing something like this or my GoPro or something, it's not that much of an inconvenience. So I don't often rely on this guy. So because I think for most people, if you were to say, hey, here, should move. So we walk around with this thing all the time. Very, very Casey Neistat-esque. But as a professional photographer, I work with big cameras all the time. I usually have 2 cameras on. When I'm shooting professionally, both of these cameras are on straps on my shoulders. So walking around with this thing, it's not this crazy inconvenience that people that go, oh, I wish I want to vlog with a GoPro because it's easier, it's simpler. It's not a big inconvenience for me. So I think for a lot of people, this is a really cool option because it's just super small. It's super easy. If you're not really going to dig into camera or settings or anything, it does have some really cool features where, like you saw in the video, like you can turn it 360, but it stays upright. That's super cool. But no, I haven't used it a ton. It is really cool though. 1 gram action cam. I think it's 20 gram. I don't know. Oh, you're right. Google's giving you false information. That's right, Claire. Come here for the right information. B&H also has a student discount. Do you think the iPad Pro is good for editing? I do. I don't have one, but I do think it's good for editing. I want one real bad. I just need a reason to buy gear. As much as I would just love to buy everything that I want, I would be broke. I'd have no money at all. So I need a reason to buy gear. Again, that's kind of like the same situation where bringing, oh, my laptop's right here. It's usually back there. Bringing my laptop somewhere to edit photos, throwing it in my backpack, it's not that big of a deal to me. I carry heavy gear all the time. The backpack that I rock all the time, this guy, seems like 35 pounds when I have it totally loaded up and we're traveling around, including the laptop in there. So for me, being used to that, it's not that big of a deal. The iPad Pro, I think, is really cool. I do like that you can draw on photos and stuff like that. That is just so slick. I just haven't had a need for it yet. So for me to go out and spend that much money on it, yeah. If this channel blows up and I make a video about it, then it would be a write-off, and it would be, maybe I'll get one. Maybe that's for the future. At like 100,000 subscribers, I'll buy an iPad Pro. Do you think iPad Pro? Do you know who Peter McKinnon is? Of course I know who Peter McKinnon is, and he's a legend. He's crazy good. Yeah, he blew up. He had like a million subscribers in like 9 months or something like that. That is so rad. Yeah. He's also shockingly similar to one of my best friends, Weston, and it's really funny how similar he is as a person. Do you do product photography? Would the 55 be good for that, do you think? It depends. Totally up to the reflection of this. Yeah. So shooting product photography, it's always different as far as what lenses I use. Usually for product photography, you're going to be at higher f-stops anyways. So something with the 55 at 1.8, it doesn't matter that it's 1.8. So usually most product photography, I'm going to be shooting at f8, f11. This size and bigger, 55 would be awesome for it. This smaller than this size, if you're shooting something, you're like, oh, this is a beautiful product. I want to get a great shot of this. You're going to need like an 85 or like a 90 macro, something like that. So yeah, product photography. Would you guys want to see a product photography tutorial? I could totally do that. That'd be fun. The reflection on your desktop looks like it's cracked. Dude, I know. Look. But can you tell what it is? Does it make sense what it is? I have an umbrella. I'm using an umbrella diffuser on my light because it's just easy. I also have like a big panel thing I can set up. This one's just easy, but it's every time I move out of the way, someone says, your display is all cracked in the back. You got to get a new one, man. But it's not. It's just a reflection. Product photo video. All right. Put it on the list. We're making ideas today. This is a brainstorming session. Product video. Love it. Think you can choose to upload or not. Huh? See this awkward. Does everyone on YouTube seem this awkward? Am I awkward? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying, camera kid. Okay, we've only got, we're at our hour. But any last questions? Things that you guys are like, damn, I wish he would answer that. I've commented on his videos and he hasn't answered it or anything like that. You let me know. Afterwards, see it afterward. Oh, afterward. YouTube, see this after. Oh no, everyone on YouTube will not see this afterward. Dang, camera kid, I thought you were calling me awkward, man. Thought we were gonna throw down. No, they won't. This is Patreon only. So that's the deal with this. Like I said, you guys are a separate group, a small group that I want to be here for. I want to help you guys as much as possible, and I want to be able to bounce ideas off of you, kind of let you guys chime in and have some say, some ownership in this channel and what pops up there. You know, read well. Oh, I don't read well. You totally did say afterward, and I read awkward. I know read well, Morgan. John, DD Rock, throwing hands. That's right. Looking forward to the next one. Love the content. Keep it all. You guys are rad. Last questions. What are your plans for the rest of the day? Dude, I want to vlog more. I'm trying to vlog. We're probably going to go for a walk. We'll see if we vlog that. Vlogging is super hard, and it's check your texts. What'd you text me? Time's up. Oh, I gotta go. All right. You guys are awesome. You rock. And maybe I'll make a vlog about the rest of the day, and then you'll know what my plans are. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to email me. You guys got the email from that email. You guys can send that in there. You guys are all marked priority in my inbox over there, so yours will pop up. I will see it, and I will answer any questions that you guys have. You guys rock, and I will see you later. Oh, wait.